Hey everybody, it's Amanda with Tattoo Mama and Bay Brigade. Welcome back to my channel. I do sincerely apologize for how late this devotion is for Monday, February 7th. Kind of had a exhausting day yesterday between driving my mother around, doing some things she needed to do, and then did laundry at the laundromat. So it just kind of took it out of me, and I didn't get to pre-recording like I usually do. So here is Monday's devotion, mornings, or as it were, afternoon with Jesus, and our 365 devotions for 2022. Thank you for watching, and we're going to do the Bible verse followed with the inspirational story. Our Bible verse goes as follows. The seed planted in the good earth represents those who hear the word, embrace it, and produce a harvest beyond their wildest dreams. Mark 4:20. And now we read the inspirational story. After I spoke at a neighboring church when they were between pastors, I got an email from their worship leader. He wrote, "We'd like to have you preach for us on a regular basis until we find a pastor. How often can you come back?" Although I felt honored that they liked my message, I was also a bit confused. The Lord had expanded my writing ministry to include speaking, mostly for women's groups, but I'd never aspired to preach. Yet the more I prayed about it, the stronger the dream grew in my heart. Yikes, I thought. This is huge. Are you behind this, Lord? Or is my ego talking? In my 5 decades as a Christian, I often believed Jesus was speaking to me. Many times it turned out that his voice was the one I'd heard. Other times, when an idea backfired, I realized my human desires had taken over. I didn't want to start something that wasn't Jesus' plan for me. I also didn't want to offend my husband, Kevin, a pastor for over 40 years. Would he represent me for suddenly preaching at different churches, missing worship at our home church? When I approached Kev, he gave me his blessing. Maybe he figured if I preached to others, I'd cut back on preaching to him. Over the last year, Jesus has opened doors for me to preach at several different churches. I like to think it delights him to surprise his followers with new dreams that are beyond our imaginings. He's sweet like that. Jeanette Lavelli. Faith step. When you pray today, invite Jesus to surprise you with a new dream. This one speaks to me today because a prayer was answered for me this past week, and when I finally got crochet. So I've been praying for it for a while, and then it finally clicked for me these past few days, and I was able to finally do some crochet. So I know a lot of people that watch my channel can do crochet and probably do it without watching their hands, and I can't take it for granted. My mother used to crochet. She doesn't anymore, really. She's trying to get back into it, and my grandmother did it. And I love crochet. It's a beautiful art, and I admire those who do it. A lot of my friends can do it, but I hadn't been able to do it. I did loom knitting. That's what got me into all yarn and what have you. But I started a throw blanket last night. I'm only on like row 4 or 5, but we'll see how it goes. I couldn't resist once I learned that double crochet. I just I gotta do it. But I got a whole house to pack up too, so it'll have to be fitted in between. But anyway, I hope this speaks to you all. I hope you all have a mixed blessing, maybe, so to speak. And I have a little request. If we could keep Miss Shirley Risey in our prayers. She has fallen on ice and shattered her hip, and she needs all of us to pray for her, not just me. That's a terrible injury. That's really a tragedy. That's really terrible. So if you all my little 158 of you, could please remember her in your prayers, and let's just surround her in love and prayer, and pray for her healing, because that's a terrible injury at any age. And let's just believe that God is going to heal her and take her pain away, and bring her through this, because that's really awful. And we're just going to believe that God's going to heal her and keep her safe and warm, and get her through this winter. And I just would like everybody, if you don't mind, to go ahead and pray for Miss Shirley. And that's important. She has been heavily on my mind ever since she commented and let me know that. And she's been on my heart and in my mind and in my prayers. And I want her to know that. When you ask me for prayer, I pray for you right away. And then I continue to pray for you throughout every time you enter my mind, because you do. You know, when y'all ask for prayers, I do continually think of you, and every time you cross my mind, I pray for you again. And Miss Shirley's been on my mind a lot, because that injury, it just, man, that went straight through me when she said that. I was like, oh my goodness, because I have mobility problems, and I can't imagine the pain that must have caused. And so I'm a very empathic person. I tend to pick up and feel other people's pain without even meaning to. And so, yeah, Miss Shirley, you've been on my mind and been on my heart. And I love you dearly, and I really hope for a speedy recovery. And I'm going to continue to pray for you. I'm going to ask others to pray for you. And we're going to believe that you're going to have a speedy recovery. At any rate, please forgive me, you all, for this very late devotion today. Yesterday was very trying, and I just didn't get around to recording it earlier for y'all. But I love y'all, and I'll see you on the next one. God bless you.